everybody, this is Shri and welcome back to my YouTube channel Vedic Living. Today we are going to start a new series of videos. So this entire series will focus only on the Nakshatras, which are the lunar mansions in the sky. So today's video is going to be a quick review of what Nakshatras are, and starting from now on, every week you're going to get one video on one of the Nakshatras. And in each of the videos, we are going to talk about the mythology, the deity, and the characteristics of the people who are born in those nakshatras. So nakshatras are basically lunar mansions, and they're kind of like constellations. If you think of the 360 degrees around the Earth, the entire zodiac, and if you divide it into 27 portions, so that makes it around 13 degrees and 20 minutes. So each 13 degrees and 20 minutes is one nakshatra. There are 27 nakshatras because that makes the entire 360 degrees. And sometimes what happens is a nakshatra can span between two zodiac signs. So if you think of the zodiac signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and so on, nakshatra can be 13 degrees 20 minutes, but sometimes based on, because every sign is 30 degrees, right? So some nakshatras you will see will span between two zodiac signs, so that is absolutely possible. So they'll have the characteristics of both those zodiac signs. Now, what really sets apart Vedic astrology from Western astrology is the concept of nakshatras. And it is very, very prominent. It's used a lot in traditional Vedic astrology because the nakshatras are comprised of fixed stars and they have a lot of characteristics associated with them. Now, these lunar mansions, they call lunar mansions because moon stays in a nakshatra for one day. So in one day, moon goes through one nakshatra. And this is the reason why in India, when we use the lunar calendar, right, there's 27 days, and in each day, moon is in one nakshatra. And it's very prominently used in India, the lunar calendar. Now, originally, there were 28 nakshatras, okay? In the sign of Capricorn, from around 6 degrees to around 10 degrees in the sign of Capricorn, there was a nakshatra called Abhijit nakshatra. Now, compared to the other nakshatras, all the other 27 nakshatras are females or feminine kind of quality, whereas the Abhijit nakshatra had a very masculine quality. And it is actually considered, he is considered in mythology as the brother of the 27 sisters, okay? And originally it was there, but over a period of time, the Abhijit nakshatra was removed from the whole set of 27, 28 nakshatras. It became 27 nakshatras. And the Abhijit nakshatra is used for finding out good muhurtas. It's considered very, very auspicious to have a muhurta during the Abhijit nakshatras when the time that nakshatra is active. So that's 6 degrees to 10 degrees of Capricorn. Now, the whole mythology behind nakshatras is, it starts with Daksha Prajapati. Now, Daksha was kind of, in Western world, I think we can kind of say he's like Adam. He was the very first born son of the universal creator Brahma. And it's considered that Daksha was born from Brahma's right thumb, and his wife Prasuti was born from Brahma's left thumb. So it's like kind of like Adam and Eve, but not exactly. There's a lot of differences in the story and the mythology, but you can kind of liken it to that. And in the Bhagavata Purana, the Daksha Prajapati and Prasuti had 60 daughters. Okay, 10 of the daughters were married to Dharma, 13 were married to Kashyapa, sage Kashyapa. 27, which are the 27 nakshatras, were married to the moon god Chandra or Soma, and Sati was married to Shiva. Okay, these 27 nakshatras which were married to the moon god, they're called the 27 sisters. And when Daksha married his daughters off to the moon god or to Soma, he said, you should love each of them equally. Now, what happened is over a period of time, the moon god or Chandra, he started spending more and more time with Rohini, which one of the nakshatras, Rohini, which is in the zodiac sign of Taurus. And this made the other nakshatras very jealous. And the other wives, of course, they complained. They went back to their father and they said, hey, he's spending too much time with Rohini, he's not spending that much time with us. So Daksh Prajapati got very, very angry, and he cursed Chandra. And he said, I curse you to waste away and die. Now, when this curse was placed, all the daughters, of course, became sad, and they said, no, no, you need to reverse the curse. We don't want to lose our husband. And Chandra, the god Chandra, he had to do something called the Mahamrityunjaya Homam, which is it's basically the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. And he appeased God Shiva with the mantra, and God Shiva reversed the curse. He couldn't reverse it, but he said, you will waste away, but on the last day, you will start gaining back your brightness, and you'll just go back and forth every 15 days. So that's the story behind the waxing moon and the waning moon. So remember that, from the whole mythology behind the nakshatras comes the story of why the moon is waxing and waning. Now, the meaning of the nakshatras literally is from the stars. And like I said, with the deity that's associated with it, it's basically, each of the nakshatra has a specific deity, a specific ruling planet, and they have their own stories and their own mythology when it comes to them. Now, in India, when we look at the nakshatra, it's where the moon is in, right? Which nakshatra is the moon in? That's considered the nakshatra for the baby that's born. But at the same time, in the concept of dashas, so if you think about the dasha concept, the Vamshotri dasha, the nakshatras play a very important role, because whichever nakshatra the moon is placed in, the ruler of that nakshatra, that planetary energy becomes the first dasha for the person who's born. And then there's a way to calculate the Shishta dasha as well, to see inside that dasha at what point the baby is born. But because we use that nakshatra that the person is born in, the moon nakshatra, that becomes prominent for setting up the time for the Vamshotri dasha system, which is the most prominent timeline, prediction timeline in Vedic astrology. It's the backbone of Vedic astrology. So that's why the nakshatras are very important. So this video was just about a quick update on what the mythology behind nakshatras is, and the whole idea of what they are. And the next video will talk about the very first nakshatra, which is the Ashwini nakshatra.